Ooh, Kshmaka. Yeah, got your attention, didn't I? Well, guys, it is Bucky, and if you are looking for an enjoyable Objective-C tutorial, then you are in the wrong place because, no jokes this tutorial. I've decided to, just all business teaching, nothing funny. Let's get right down to business, alright? If you want some jokes, then go watch some other videos, but now we're just learning some Objective-C. So we already built this class called Leslie that inherited everything from NSObject. And by inheriting it, it means by able to use all the variables in method. But now, Leslie had this baby, and its name was Bucky. So let's go ahead and make a class called Bucky. At interface, I wish all that crap didn't pop up. Bucky, I'm going to inherit everything from Leslie. So what exactly does this mean? Well, now that I inherited everything from my mom, and she inherited everything from NSObject, I automatically get all of her variables, all of her methods, and all of NSObject's methods. Pretty cool, huh? And variables, by the way. So now let's go ahead and build a method of my own. And I will name this void, and I'll just do something simple. Print thing. Let's see, easy enough. And n, and now let's go also add a. Thank God that pops up though, because I hate typing implementation. Just this other stuff didn't pop up that nice. Now let's implement my stuff. Should just copy this, but anyways, void. So what does my print thing method do? Well, what is going to do, there we go, is it's going to ns log, and if you're saying, alright, this is finally the answer to all your questions. If we never made this method ns log, why were we able to use it in the last, 800 tutorials? Well, since ns log is a method in the class NSObject, so since Leslie inherited all these methods, and we inherited from Leslie, that gave us the permission to use nslog. Since it got passed down from generation to generation, now any kids we have are going to be able to use it. So nslog, and it's just going to print out, let's see, %i for integer, that's $i. Don't do that. Don't smell this at home. What's that guy on Blendtext say? Don't breathe this in, guys, or something dumb like that. And A. So here brings up another point. You're saying, alright, Bucky, you're going to get an error. I'm looking at your class right now. You never declared a variable called A. So how are you going to print out this dumb A variable? That's in your mom's class right here, this implementation of Leslie. But guys, don't forget, whenever I inherited from Leslie, I not only inherited all her methods, I also inherited all of her variables right here. So anything that she can do, I can do as well. The beauty of inheritance. So now let's go ahead and let me prove this to you guys. So now check this out. We got NSObject, and it has a ton of methods and variables, that too many that I can even list. Now Leslie, my mom, has a variable A and this method called meth, which pretty much sets A to 50. Now, I have this method called print thing, and since I inherited from NSObject and my mom, I can not only use methods from there, but also variables from there. Pretty cool, huh? So let's go ahead and in our main method right here, let's go ahead and let's see what we need to do after typing this stuff. Bucky, make a pointer. I'm just going to name my object B. I mean, why not? And set equal to, see, I wish this stuff filled in too. All the stuff that I don't want fills in, fills in. So Bucky, allocate me some memory and initialize that beast dice. And now B meth, and you're like, hold on, Bucky, one last time. I'm looking at your interface right here, and you only have this one method called print thing. You don't have this method called meth. That's in your mom's class. But guys, don't forget, since I inherited from my mom, anything that she can use, I can use. Pretty cool, huh? So even though we made this in Leslie, Bucky's able to use it. So with that being noticed, we can also use my method, print thing, and just so I talk you guys through this, what method does is pretty much sets A to 50. Print thing just takes A and prints it out. And then once we're done with all that memory that they allocated, we gotta give it back so I don't crash my computer. And now pull drain and return 0. Let's build and run this and see what we get. Save all. There we go. I just had to scroll down. I thought something was messed up. So all it does is print out 50. So one last time, let me show you guys what's going on. Well, I already talked about that enough. Let's just go to this. Alright, there's this class built into your computer already. It's called NS Object. It has a ton of methods and variables just wanting you to use them. But in order to use them, you have to inherit them. And we inherited them all in a class called Leslie. So I'll give you guys the definitions later. And then Leslie had a child, and that child's name was Bucky, not Biyuki. And he inherited everything from Leslie and NS Object. So anything NS Object had, Bucky could use. Anything Leslie had, Bucky can use. So the terminology for this is this. Anytime a class is above you, it's called your superclass. So Leslie and NS Objects are superclasses of Bucky, and NS Object is a superclass of Leslie. Now any class that's under you is called a subclass. Did I say super? No, I didn't. I said that right. It's called a subclass. So for example, if you're saying, if your teacher said, give me all the subclasses of NS Object, you would say Leslie and Bucky. If he said, give me all the subclasses of Bucky, you said, oh, there is none, and you would get 100 on your test. Thank you. And again, from superclasses and subclasses, a lot of people also call them parents and children. So for example, the parent of Leslie would be NS Object, and the child of Leslie would be Bucky. Now the parent of Bucky would be Leslie, and the grandparent of Bucky would be NS Object. So, it's just different terminology. If you ever talk to a programmer and say, what's the parents of Bucky or what's the superclasses of Bucky, they'll understand what you're talking about. It means the same thing. But pretty much, you inherit everything from your parents, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So in this tutorial, one last time, Leslie inherited everything from NS Object, which gave us a bunch of methods including NSLog. She also made a couple of her own methods called meth, and a variable called a. And then Bucky inherited everything from Leslie, which was pretty much a, meth, and all the methods from NS Object. So he had the most methods of all. So whenever he wanted to call his little thing B meth, he was able to do that, and B print thing, he was able to do that too. So I'm running out of time for this tutorial, but if you have any I don't know, fuzziness on the subject, again, like I said, do not message me on YouTube Messenger. I never look at it whatsoever. If you want to get a hold of me, go to my forum. I'll put a link in the description box because I'm always on there. I'll be so happy to answer any of your questions, and I'll also have the source code for these tutorials on there. So one last time, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing, and hopefully I'll see you in my forum.